Right, it may have just about had enough time to dry, so we're now going to have a quick hoover of these awful lumps and see what we've got. But the hoover's going to be noisy, so you won't hear a thing of me. Let's see how it's gone. Okay, and there, oops. You can see those clumps we've done. There are some slightly stray long pieces which I'll just trim off, sort of cat's whiskers. But you can see some nice clumps. They've come out reasonably well. With a bit more of a hoover, they'd thin out a teeny bit more. Another hair there. But you can see, and yet more. There's a bit more distance between them than simply poking long grass straight on, because the short grass has bulked them out and has separated the blades, and they've blended in fairly well. I'm just going to give them another brief hoover, which will help thin them out a little bit more. There we go. So let's see if we can just zoom in on that a bit. Right, yeah. So that's what we're looking at there. So much more subtle clumps than you might otherwise be able to achieve, perhaps. That blend in very nicely. Very easily done, as you saw. Quite aesthetically pleasing. Very nice. We're now just going to have a look and see if we can get any long grass through this static grasser. And this is the long grass mix that we made up with the Woodland Scenics field grass and our standard grass mix. It's exactly the same mix as we've done the clumps with. So we'll see how this turns out for more of a field application. I've certainly got some cat's whiskers in there, which I've obviously not trimmed. And that looks, apart from the cat's whiskers, which I might just trim off. Oh, there we go. That's looking pretty reasonable. I'm just going to have a quick hoover of that to bring it over. And there we go. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's pretty reasonable standing grass, or it will be when it's dried a bit more and had a hoover. I shall just go get... Here we go, got some soil. Lots of lovely dirt. As I say, this tones it down very, very nicely. Excellent. Lovely. This green scenes glue grabs it more or less instantly, so I can quite safely just shake it off like that. Have another hoover of that while we're going. Well, with a bit of cleaning up and as an additional technique, that's promising. So these particularly long fibres will quite happily go through the machine, and you do get the advantage of the random length. It does look a bit sparse, but it's another nice variety of techniques. But add that to the clumping which we've got, and you get a nice variety of grass techniques. Very easy.